The number you have dialed has been changed.
Hey guys. Oh my god. Wow, I cannot believe that this is actually happening. I cannot believe it. Like it's been a long time coming. But hey guys, you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're a first time subscriber or this is like your first time coming across my video, my face, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Jane Francis. And if it's not your first time, like you watched my previous videos from when I started YouTube like about a year ago, thank you for coming back. It's been a long time coming. But all in all, thank you guys so much for coming back here. The last time I posted a video on YouTube was May 2022. And when I started the new year, like I had this lofty plans on my YouTube. The plan was like to be very consistent. I challenged myself, lots of things, but a lot has happened. And like there was a part of me, like there were so many times where I wanted to come back to YouTube, but like there was just so much going on and I just couldn't do that. Um, I had kind of had my life a bit more settled now, and I thought it made sense to come back right now. But I wanted to come back with like this life update video and not just to go straight back to telling you guys about like vlogging and doing all this stuff. I wanted to give you guys a bit of context as to what has been happening in my life over the past almost 1 month. And yeah, let's talk about it because so like if you remember clearly, in the beginning of 2022, I did like my life plans, yada video. I'm going to link it up here so you guys can see all the lofty plans that I had, of which I'm not even going to lie, a lot of those plans actually came through. Like a lot of the things that I set out to do last year, I was actually able to do. But the very one or like two things that I was not able to do was, YouTube and relocating. But a lot of the things that I planned to do, I was able to accomplish. So for that, I guess I'm grateful. But last year was such a difficult year for me because I experienced like some things that I never anticipated, never expected. So I'm just going to do like a rundown of the year from like January up until December. So January, I was happy, I was optimistic, I was looking forward to, the year, all the plans that I had, I was excited, all of those things. So ending of January, I saw, if you guys remember, I said that one of my goals was I wanted to pivot from project management slash event coordination to marketing and like working in tech and stuff. So in the end of January, I wasn't really expecting it, but end of January, I saw an opening at a company, and like that was my first time ever thinking of like applying for any other role since I started my job, the job I was in at the time. So I applied in February. I did all my interviews. The year was still sweet. Everything was going well. March, I didn't hear anything back. So I was doing my normal job. But to be honest, when I applied for that role, I didn't necessarily expect to get it. So I was just like, okay. Like I wasn't thinking too much about it. So I was just like, okay, like I put myself out there. It gave me balls to just keep. I got the interview. I was really excited. I was proud of myself. So April was going as normal, and then right before Easter, I got an offer letter from the company that I applied at. We did like negotiations back and forth, and by May we had concluded on what like we wanted to do, and like concluded that I was going to accept the offer, right? So I had to resign at the place that I was working as an event coordinator. Right. June, somewhere between May and June, me and my sister and my friend, we decided that we wanted to look for a place together. I think it was actually before June, to be honest. It was like early in the year, like let's say somewhere around March. So, and like I was living in like a single room, self-contained with my sister. And to be honest, like we had started to outgrow the space, so we wanted to look for something different. So we started house hunting. These are the main things. Like obviously other things were going on. I was making new friends, I was having fun, I was enjoying my life. I was going out on dates, doing fun stuff, things like that. All those ones are like background things. Like the main overarching things that kind of shaped the way my 2022 was like getting a new job, my house hunting experience, and just dealing with some of the repercussions and some of the effects of those big ticket decisions, right? So after I like in June, I was house hunting from like June, July, August, September till September and then October, right? Um, in July, I started my new job. Everything was going well. Like I did like my final event at my past role in June, and it was for the NFL. It was like one of the biggest things I'd ever done in my career. I was super excited. It went really well, amazing stuff. We did a great job. In July, I started my new role. Everything was going. August, September, October, I was confirmed at my job, the new job that I got, marketing and partnerships. That's what I was doing at the. That's what I am doing at the company. Not was, sorry guys. Then in October ending, my sister and I were scammed of a lot of money from house hunting. Then in November, around my birthday, like a couple of days before my birthday, we were scammed again because of house hunting. In December, so it's like ending of November, we had to move out of where we were staying because our rent had expired. We had told them we're going to move out because we thought we had found a place. And then in December, we were homeless. We didn't have like our own place. We had to squat with like a friend for a couple of months. So I kind of just dumped all of that on you guys. For now, I'm just going to talk about the main things. So when I started 2022, God, if anybody had told me that the way it went was how it was going to go, I would have slapped them in more ways than one. So many amazing things happened in my life. Like, I had been at my past job, I had been an event coordinator, grew up the ranks. Like, I literally cold called at that company when I started. I did not know anything about event coordination. They gave me a chance, gave me an opportunity, and I was able to like do that job for like 4 years. It was my first big girl job. I was like, in the beginning I was way in over my head, but by the time I left, I had learned so much, I had grown so much, I had changed so much. I gave 4 years of my life to that role, and when I left, it was so emotional for me because the thing about like wanting a change in your life is that we fantasize about how amazing it's going to be. Like, we think, oh my god, like, I'm tired of this thing, I just want to go. We don't consider that, like, you've given so much of your time to this thing, and when you eventually leave, it's going to have a toll on you. Like, you're going to be affected. You're not going to be seeing these people that you worked with for 4 years again. You're like, your life has changed drastically. Like, you were a superstar at like your former role. Now you kind of have to figure out how to maintain that same level of excellence that you felt like that you've put yourself on in this new role, right? So when I quit my old job in June of 2022, I started my new role in July. These were some of the things that I didn't consider, and also because of the fact that I applied, like, oh, someone sent me the role. I was just like, okay, let me give this a chance. Like, who knows what might happen? Like, I might get the role, I might not, but Charlie, let me just give it a try. And then I got the offer, right? I got the job. I accepted the job, and now I had to start the job. It was completely different from anything I had done in my life. Like, I was working completely remotely. I was the only one working. Like, I am the only person that is focused solely on Ghana at the company. So it was like a lot of it was a lot of, I don't know, like, I had a lot of expectations of myself because for me, the way that I like to work is that when I'm doing something, I really want to feel like I have given it my best. I don't work like, oh, this is not my company, so I'll just do anything I want. Like, for me, if someone has given me an opportunity at a job, then I must do my best to be great at it, right? I had never done marketing before. Like, yeah, I had done like quite content marketing, sort of writing blogs and things, but like the type of marketing and partnerships and sales that I was doing at this new role was something that I had never ever done before. So it was very difficult for, like, it was a change, something that I had to like I had to really change the way that I was used to working. Like I had to come up with like my tasks by myself. I had to take on more like a more for like I was more in the forefront. I was leading things on my own end and I just had to deliver, right? So I think for a lot of last year, I dealt with a lot of self-doubt. And I think that as an adult, like when your life is changing, when you're getting new opportunities, we don't kind of anticipate, oh my God, I'm getting emotional. We don't anticipate how much it's going to like impact your mental health and how much you're going to have to deal with. But a lot of last year I dealt with a lot, and when I say a lot of self-doubt, I'm not overestimating. Like, if my friends can tell you now, I was constantly asking myself, what the fuck, like what the fuck am I doing here? How did I get myself into this? Like, I was constantly asking myself that. Like, it was a lot. And if you know anything about sales or like marketing and partnerships, you know that it's not like it's not quick. It takes constantly following up with people ignoring you, people not answering you well. And like it's like it's a difficult thing. Like, and I know that a lot of people think, oh, marketing is not just to do this, not just to do that, it's not easy, it's this, is that. It's not, babes. Don't deceive yourself. Don't be deceived. It's not just doing this and doing that. It's very, very like emotionally taxing. We have to constantly be creative, thinking of new ideas, thinking of ways to do things different, ways to reach people differently and actually get through to them. So I think lots of self-doubt last year. I think one of the things that I learned throughout that period was just that when we're considering changes, we have to consider it like holistically. Yeah, you're going to get a salary increase. Yeah, you're going to have a new title. Yeah, you're going to be doing something different. You're going to be excited. All of those things. But I feel like we need to fully prepare. And listen, I know I'm one of those people that I always try to be fully ready for anything before I do it. And that's not a good idea. Like, that will stagnate you. But just considering everything that it entails before you do something different with your life is just one of the things that I learned, because I realized that I did not like consider everything that it would take to get a new role, everything that it would take to be in a different job. I didn't consider how much of a change it was going to be as opposed to what I was already used to. I didn't also consider the moments where I'll constantly be asking myself, like, have I made the right decision? I think that being an adult is constantly going between, what the fuck am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Oh, I'm doing the right thing. Am I sure I'm doing the right thing? Oh my God, am I doing the right thing? That's what being an adult is, especially when you're coming to the years where your decisions are, like, you're not waiting till next 2 years for you to see the impact of decision you made today. Like, you are seeing it within the next 2 months. Like, if you do something, if you make a fucked up decision last week, by this week you'll be seeing the, like, your eye, you go to see the result. So I think a lot of the self-doubt that I felt was like, oh my God, like, okay, I had something good, did I leave something, what am I doing? Like, a lot of what am I doing. I talk to my friends a lot. Thank you, God, for good friends. And eventually, I kind of figured out how to stabilize myself. And once I was able to stabilize myself, it kind of helped me to take more ownership and to just do better. But God, did I go through it? Bruh, bruh. So imagine dealing with starting a new role and all the mental jaga jaga that I was going through. Let's not even talk about, like, the other like emotional things that impacting you, like financial stress, and like if you're in a relationship stress, or if you're talking to people, the stress that they also bring to your life and all of those things. That's not even, but imagine merging, shit, have I made a wrong decision with, I don't have a house. So I was house hunting from June. I had the money to pay for the house. I knew what I wanted. I was working with a lot of agents, but I was not finding a house that was within my budget. And my budget was not small. Like Accra is the ghetto, you guys. Let me tell you. Accra is the fucking ghetto when you're looking for a house. Like we need to gather together, go to Jubilee House and go and beg Nana Akufo-Addo to just have mercy on us because we are actually dying. We are house hunting in this country will kill you. It will knock you the fuck out. I'm cursing too much. It will knock you out. So I was house hunting from June, July, August, September. And then in October, hey God, that's when I went to go and knock. If you know this song, Mwaba, Eti Maka na Tipa Buaja. I went to go and knock on Tipa trailer that is carrying sand. So in October, Davina and I, my sister Davina, we were scammed of a lot of money. Like a lot of money. We paid like 1 year rent to someone. And that person was not a real agent. The landlord that he brought was a fake landlord. Like they worked together, they planned together, and they scammed the hell out of the two adults. We found a place, we looked at it, it was nice, lovely apartment. Like imagine after looking, searching, and you finally see a place that was within your standards, and we were so excited, we were so happy. We put the money together, we went and paid. Now, here's the point where, like, I think a lot of the things that really affected me about like being scammed was that my intuition kind of told me that we were getting scammed, but also I've tried not to to really focus too much on how I felt and when to pay for the house, because then I would blame myself and then I would have not been, and that I think that's the thing that stopped me from moving on from like being scammed for a very long time, because like I felt like, oh my God, like I had doubts about paying for that. I'm not even going to lie. Like when we were going to pay, I felt unsure and a lot of things. But because we had been house hunting for a long time and we finally saw something that looks nice, I was just like, this place is really nice. Let's not miss it. Like we just did not want to miss the house. And when we went to look at the place, I spoke to the agent to the landlord on the phone, and it did seem legit. Like we went to like a hospital where the landlord was supposedly a doctor. Like the thing was properly planned. Like they really put in the work, right? So we finished paying for the house, and then we're like, oh, we would go and look at the place. The agent was like, it was at night, so the agent was like, oh, we shouldn't go today, we should go tomorrow. But I didn't feel calm in my spirit, so I was like, now let's just go and look at the place. Then we'll just lock it and take the key and go. When we got there, there were like there was like a, I don't know, like a caretaker in the house. When you're building a house, when you're just completing a house, sometimes you have like the caretakers in the house. So that person was there, and then we're like, oh, we just paid for the house, and peradventure that particular apartment, somebody had already paid for it to the real landlord, right? So when we came, that person thought, oh, we're being serious. So then I went to the door and I saw that there was a set of keys. I think it was either myself or Davina that went. And then when I looked at the key, it was completely different from the key that we had. That's when I realized that fucking hell, we had actually and truly and seriously been scammed off a lot of money. Like, and I think the thing that really, really hurt me or like really, really fucked me the most up was that the next day after losing this money, I still had to show up at work. I think that's the craziest thing about being an adult, is that regardless of what is happening in your life, when you have a job, you still have to show up for it. You still have to put in your best. So whilst I was dealing with this loss, my rent having expired and needing to like move out ASAP, because we had told them that we were not going to be renewing the rent that we were currently staying. Amidst dealing with all of that, I was dealing with loss and just so much uncertainty, right? We tried to do police case, but went to the police station, they told us that if we can hold on small, then we'll call the criminal after a couple of months and say, oh, I'm trying to find a place, and then we'll corner him in one corner and then meet him, and then police will now come and carry him from us. So like we should do the detective work, deliver the criminal to the police, or like prepare the prisoner being a criminal to be caught by the police, basically doing police work. And me, I've done police case in Ghana before when my landlord, I've heard more with house in this Accra. When my landlord assaulted myself and my sister, I went to the police station to go and lie that two Nigerian girls paid him up. If you listen to my podcast, actually I'll link my podcast so you guys can listen to it. Hopefully we come back. But anyway, so I know that these things are a waste of time, you know. So at first I didn't even want to do the police case. I was just like, this is a waste of my time. This will be a waste of my time. But I was like, let me just make an attempt. It ended up being a waste of my time. There was no way for us to recover that money back. There are no establishments in place to help you recover that kind of money back. Nobody should deceive you or lie to you. Like, there's no establishment to even gauge if the agent that you're dealing with is original. There's no way to know. They don't have any agents license or like agents authority where you see the names of all the verified agents. Sometimes anybody can come to any house and ask the landlord if he's available. They like when you see the agents and you think, oh, they're working with the landlord, you can't tell if the landlord actually knows them. There's literally no way for you to tell if this agent is real, except maybe somebody recommends you to the agents, which is why moving forward, deal with agents where you know. So now after that, we put together some money because last we still needed to find a house. So we put together some money, and like a couple of days after that, we started house hunting. And I think I'm not going to curse myself for having like disposable resources at that time, but I think that sometimes when you have disposable resources at a particular point in time, it makes you move too quickly and not actually calm down and grieve the loss that you've experienced. Because tell me why a few days after losing that kind of money, we're now looking for another house that would probably cost us about that same amount of money. Like, then that's how we now went to go and enter inside another trap. Because we were desperate, we're looking for another place quickly. We found a place, it was okay, it wasn't nice or anything, but it was livable, like we could work with it, and it was close to my friend's place. So we gathered the money, we really strived to put the money together, and we paid for it. Then a day before my birthday in November, I went because I was out of town at that time. I went to the house because I wanted to bring a plumber to change like the what's it called, the shower head and a couple of things for me. So tell me why when this plumber came, we now realized, babe, water no dey go enter the house. The woman first of all, she said she was going to fix it. Then when she realized that we're really serious about her fixing, she now said that by the way, people have been living in the house, they've been managing, that we too, we should come and manage. And we said we can't manage. So that's how we now had to tell her to give us back our money. And she now said before she give us back our money, she has to rent the house out to somebody. That's how another case now started. We had to move out from the house that we were. Like, my birthday last year was actually quite shitty because I was so sad. Like, normally I'm somebody that celebrates their birthday, I'll go out, do all this things. I eventually did those things, yeah. But like, I was sad. I was really, really sad. I'm really grateful for my friends because they tried to do their best. But I was so sad. And I think my sister, Davina, like that babe, no one like her. Because she knows how to chest things. Like, left to only me, I will wallow in something. Eh? The thing, I think the regret of things is what will actually fuck me. Or that's what will end me. But that babe, she can deal with things, she can shoulder things, she can chest things, because she just kept on going. And she's the one that kind of inspired me to come out of the ruts that I was inside. So after that happened, we had to like pack our things because we still had to move out from our old place. So we had to pack our things and move in like with my friend at her place. Thank God for friends. I don't know how we would have done those few months like dealing with that. So the whole of like November, we didn't really have a place. The whole of November, December, January, we didn't have a place of our own. Like, we were literally homeless. Like if we didn't have friends to stay with, I don't know what we would have done. So when we started the new year, everybody was doing life plans, life updates. Charlie, I was just like, let me just get my money back. Let me just get my money back from this demonic landlady and let me move on from this mess. We were calling, we were doing all sorts of things. We tried to like get a lawyer to threaten her and things, but like, we were advised against it because what if she actually wanted to follow it through? Just a lot of things that we were trying to figure out and understand. And this woman still did not fix the water in that house. Like until the day that she gave me back my money, she gave us back our money, the water was still not coming up, and it took her 3 months. 3 months to give us. So November, December, January. But one day like that in January, we just got a call that we should come and collect our money. That someone had paid for the place. That's how we now took the money. And we now like, because my friend was traveling to Nigeria and everything, we had to find like a part-time place to stay. Like a lot was happening. A lot was happening, you guys. Last year, I truly felt like one of God's strongest soldiers. Like I felt like I was being like knocked out. Like I would try to stand and I was whacked again. Like it was giving bass boots. But whew, finally we're here. This year, the past few months, I say like from February, once I got that money back, I just felt like, okay, now my year can start. Okay, now I can actually breathe. Right? Like I'm still obviously, dealing with things. Life doesn't end. It doesn't end. You're constantly dealing with stuff. You're constantly dealing with stuff. So I'm still dealing with like, life stuff, figuring out my career paths, figuring out decisions that I've made, decisions I'll make in the future, thinking about my life and what that's going to look like in like 1 year, in like 2 years, trying to find pockets of joy, even amidst all those things, and gearing up to start house hunting again. I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned from last year is that life is really in seasons, and life is also very, very dual. So like you can be having a year that's giving you so much, like a lot of the things that you expected out of it, and at the same time it will also be the year that's costing you so much. So it's kind of like how, I got the job that I wanted to get, but then I lost, like I got the job, I increased my earnings, but I lost so much money as well. And like I still had a great time with my friends. I still did all of these lovely things, but it was still a year that took so much from me, right? Like you guys don't understand, but like I'm very, very, very happy to be back to YouTube. I'm really looking forward to like all the vlogs, all the content that I'll get to create. I have a video, I have a vlog ready for you guys on Saturday. Hold me to it. Hold me to it. You guys don't play with me. Like, hold my neck. If I don't post that vlog on Saturday, literally press my neck. So yeah, I have a vlog for you guys on Saturday, and I'm hoping to continue vlogging and posting content, YouTube videos every week. That's my plan. Posting videos every week. But yeah, this has been fun-ish. It's been triggering, but also fun. I think I've moved on from it because, as you can see, I didn't even shed a tear. I was emotional small, but I did crack some big girl. Okay, very much for being here up until this point. If you're like an old subscriber, if you're new, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm going to link some of my old videos here so you guys can get reacquainted with the vibe, what to expect, what's going to be. Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in my next video.